Welcome back everyone. Can I see a quick raise of hands, people who are back? Can I see raise of hands, people who are back? That's great to see. I can see quite a few hands going up. Thank you very much everyone. I'm sure everybody is back from lunch break. So before the break, we discussed about Copilot Studio. We discussed about various options within that, starting from conceptualizing an agent, creating the respective resources, creating create topics, discussing about workflow as Power Automate flow resources over here, and finally making it available anonymously to the end users by publishing it onto a channel. As promised, let me hop onto my lab environment. Just give me a moment. Let me log on to my lab environment. Synergetics learn on demand. So this is primarily the way how we provide appropriate resources to people who register for our sessions. These are scalable labs, the entire set of instructions, resources, all these things are part of a single environment. So I would request all of you all to be with me. While I am performing these labs. If anybody has any questions, doubts, queries, you all can keep posting those doubts on the chat. Since you all don't have access to scalable labs, you all can read through the instructions on the GitHub repository. Let me launch the lab environment. Yep. So here you can see the steps involved, how one can go ahead, create an agent, what commands do we mention over here, how one can create respective resource as part of importing a solution from a pre-existing member, how one can go ahead, create Copilot as a resource, creation of topics, management of respective nodes. So these are set of steps that that I'm going to perform. And if you see the last step, deploy Copilot within Teams, and that's what I was mentioning about. Take around a minute's time. So my suggestion to all of you all, go through the GitHub steps, what actions or activities is going to be performed. I have an eye on the chat window as well. So in case you all have any questions, doubts, queries, do mention that. It's taking some time. Okay, so here just let me take few more minutes. Everyone, if I can have your attention over here. So this is what we are going to do. Step number 1, if you see, we are going to build an environment here. Whatever environment name one would want. So in my case, I am mentioning the name as OWS environment. This is our step number 1. Step number 2 would be creating an agent called as expense helper. Okay, expense helper, where I'll have trigger phrases, I'll have a node as send message. Now this trigger phrases will refer to a resource, a knowledge source, that is expenses policy. That would be my knowledge source as a document, plus there will be one more website, web link that we'll be adding, that is create.microsoft.com. This will be our step number 3. Step number 4 over here. Step number 4 over here will be importing a solution. Like we mentioned earlier, there is an import and export option available. We'll import a solution, bookings.zip, into our environment, have a Dataverse resource being created using properties, booking requests. So once this is being done, step number 7 would be creating step number 6, creating customer details, another agent, real estate booking agent, where I'll have 2 topics. One topic is customer details, another topic is booking a real estate showing. Now, like how we have a main method, so the main topic over here is booking a real estate showing. The moment somebody goes for real estate showing, the first thing it will do is accept the customer information, customer name, email address, all those aspects. And once that part is being done, then it will go back to real estate showing, continue from there, get property, add visit details. Now this get property is actually a Power Automate flow, which is connecting to a Dataverse. So this is a read only, this is a read implementation which is being done. As far as writing is concerned, the writing is done on step number 9. Create booking request in another table within the Dataverse environment. Now once these steps are being done, we are ready with our final solution. We can go and publish it on the Teams environment, right? That will be our step number 10. Did I mention it? Oh, I forgot that. That would be the last step. Publishing this agent, publishing this solution that we have onto our Teams environment. So these are 10 steps that we will be performing within our current environment. Okay. So every time with a particular step, I'll make sure I go back to this diagram so we can have a sense of it, which steps we are done, which steps am I done? Yeah, here it is. So I'll go a bit fast because there are some of these steps, that is logging into the machine, getting these resources working. Let me go to admin.powerplatform.com. As far as credentials are concerned, this is where I have my credentials on microsoft.com. Let me mention the password. See, please be careful guys. The lab credentials are different from machine credentials. Lab credential, that is on microsoft.com, that will be a default member here. Let's go ahead, create a new environment, mention the name here, OWS environment, region is here, type developer, purpose lab exercise, language English, currency USD, deploy sample apps and data, no, save it. Just give it a moment. My job is done. So I've got my environment ready. Let's go to the new tab, or we can use this current tab as well, because once the environment is ready, I would not want to go back to that environment once again unless we have any new aspects or new things to be taken care. So this is how one should get the screen. I have kept the same region, environment name OWS environment that we just created. Right. So once I am done with my first lab, environment creation is being taken care, step number 1. Let's go to the next step. Now some of these steps you'll see are repeated, that is logging to the Copilot Studio, how the page should be looking like, right? So those steps are same. Let's go ahead, click on create. Let's take a new agent over here, and using a conversation we are going to build our agent. So create an agent to help employees with expense claims. Just a caveat over here, last 1 or 2 sessions there has been some challenges, especially creating an agent using this option. So if there is some challenge, I know how to do a workaround with it. Create our resource here. Let's mention our name. management agent. If you want to change the name later, we can do that as well. Let's go ahead, click create. Expense agent. Let's mention our prompt in the test pane. Hello, how can I help you today? Let's mention our question over here. Who should I contact about submitting my expense claim? I don't have any knowledge source. I have generative AI being configured, right? So it will give me a generic information, generic details. What's the expense limit for hotel stay? So again, generic information. Expense limit can vary from company to company. Right? So we are done verifying the agent. Let's go to specific topics over here. Let's go to specific topics over here. Manage topics. Here we have custom topics. Here we have system topics. So what is the significance of these topics? We have mentioned earlier. Let's go to greeting topic as of now. And once you click on it, it will open in the canvas. Now this does not map to the way how it is being displayed here. That is, it display the respective phrases. I'm not seeing phrases over here. So anyone can help me, how do we get phrases? We can go to the settings section, use classic orchestration. Use classic orchestration. This will help us see all the phrases here. Good afternoon, good morning, hello, hi. Apart from custom topics, we have system topics, things like conversational boosting, things like fallback topics, where you have options for generative answers. When the trigger is unknown, go to fallback. Right? Here if you see, it says just go and take a look at it. Don't make any changes in these pre-existing or system topics. Let's go ahead. And here, like I mentioned, you should see two options, from blank and add a from description with Copilot. This is how it should show, which was not working in my case. Here I can see that option. Ask about expenses contact. When user asks who to contact about expense claims, tell them to send an email to finance@contoso.com. Okay, so this is what is the mapping over here. Let me go ahead, click on create. Let me see what did it create. For expense claims, please send an email to finance@contours.com. Excellent. Guys, at times this gives an issue. Just be careful. Make sure if it does not work, you can create from blank and add this message node yourself manually. Okay, so I've clicked on create. It did not prompt me for this. Let me see the phrases over here. Who do I contact about expenses? Expenses department contact. There are sufficient amount of phrases pre-added over here, so I don't have to worry on that. So if it is not saved, the saved button will be enabled. In my case, it's already being saved. Who should I ask? Who should I contact about submitting an expense claim? For expense claims, please send an email to finance team. Right? So here what we are doing is, if you see, none of the phrases maps this question. So how is it working? It's actually checking for intent. So some of the keywords like expense claims, that is what is matching. So it checks the intent and based on that executes that phrase. Thank you very much. So my job is done. Now let's make it more specific to the company. How do I do that? Obviously, every company will have their own policy in terms of document files, PDFs, right? So what one should do is, such kind of agents should be configured. Such document should be configured as part of the agent, so that these information, these details can be picked from this document. Let's go to the knowledge section. Here, let's go ahead and add the knowledge. Okay, let's add knowledge sources over here. Now what I want to do is, I want to upload a file which I have just downloaded, expenses policy. Add this to agent. This might take some time. In progress. Let this take its own time. So here if you see, after uploading the file, you'll need to wait while it is indexed. It may take 10 minutes or longer. Now might be a good time to take a coffee break. So we just came back from a break, so I'll not take a break once again. I'll leave this window as it is, and if you see next set of steps, all these steps are mapped to our file upload step. So I'll skip this for now. I'll leave this for now. I'll take a new tab and go to the next environment. Okay, now people might be surprised, what am I doing? So guys, here we are, expense helper. We have connected to the knowledge source. This is step number 3. Step number 4 over here is importing a solution bookings.zip. Correct? So when I click on next here, what I am trying to do is importing a solution, and I can do that parallelly without disturbing my current execution, without disturbing my current model training which is in progress. Let me go ahead, download a pre-existing solution. I'll need to import this solution. I need to import this solution in make.powerapps.com. See guys, we are not going for any Power App UI creation, model driven app, nothing. We are just using this environment for uploading importing the solution which is there. That's it. That's the purpose of this particular task. So let's go to the solution section. I have ensured I am in the right environment. Now even import solution will take time. So parallelly, I am initiating both the imports here. So one place I am importing a knowledge source. Second place I am importing a solution. Can you see this? Currently importing solution bookings. Meanwhile, let me hop back, take a look what is happening. Still in progress. So both the places the import is going on. As far as this file is concerned, this zip file contains number of resources like our Dataverse table, one of model driven apps, right? So those things are part of my current zip file, the current solution. Yeah, finally this is done. So let me, which is still in progress, continue with this particular step. So I can go to the bookings section. I can go to the bookings resource here. So import is done. Now I'm supposed to publish all customizations. So here once I click on that, can you see the options available? Booking request, contact, which are tables, Dataverse tables. Real estate property, this is also a table. So 3 tables, there is a site map and there is a model driven app. Publish all customizations. So you'll see I'm in OWS environment. I have bookings as my solution. This is what I'm doing right now. Bookings.zip. Import solution gives me Dataverse, gives me 3 tables. Booking request, properties and contacts. 3 tables over here. Okay, booking request, real estate property, contacts, 3 tables and a model driven app. So this is my model driven app. Let me go ahead, add few records inside my table, because like I said, I will be sorry, I don't have to edit, I just have to play it. Edit in sense, if I want to create things over here, I don't want to create anything, I want to add a record. UI level, I am not making any changes. Let's go to real estate properties. I don't want any Copilot help here. Now very important point, as far as the owner name is concerned, owner name is user1. Asking price, street, city, bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, right? So this is my first entry. Save it. Right, so this is the first entry. Let me add one more record here. Property name, Oak Lane. See guys, this user is coming from Entra ID. Street name, Denver. Sorry, I think I'm doing mistake. City is Denver. Street is Oak Lane. Bedrooms 4. Bathrooms is 3. Right? So you'll see there are only 2 entries. One is 3 bedrooms and another one is with 4 bedrooms. Job done. So we have 2 entries being made over here within our table. So table is ready. Thank you very much. Let's publish all customizations. I'll keep this window open. So once the inserts and retrievals are being done, we should be able to see the values here. It's taking slightly longer than expected. Let me proceed ahead. Let me take a new window, another instance of Copilot Studio.microsoft.com. Right now, we are using our knowledge source to train the model, and that's what is going on. Let me create one more agent over here. Let me make sure I'm in the right environment, OWS environment. Let's take a new agent over here. And here it says skip to configure. So we are directly mentioning the values here. Real estate booking service. As far as description is concerned, create bookings, instructions, create an agent for topics related to creating bookings and real estate properties. Language as English. It says Om Prakash, don't click on create. Hold on. Go to edit advanced settings. Add this agent in the bookings solution. And as far as schema name is concerned, schema name should be lab agent. Let's go ahead, save this. Let's go ahead, create it. Right, so we have our agent ready. How do I make a booking? So as expected, this will give a generic answer because it is using generative AI, research and shortlist properties, contact the property owner or the agent, schedule a viewing, negotiate terms, submit the application, move in arrangements. So whatever is the generic information, we can see that over here. Let's go to task 2.1, and here it says, Om Prakash, whatever you are seeing right now, all this information, generic details is coming from generative AI model, which is mapped in the overview section. Use generative AI to determine how to best respond. That's being enabled. If you want, you can disable it. That's your choice. You can disable it if you want it, but if you disable it, where will you get this information from? So you can go ahead, add a knowledge source over here. Add a knowledge source over here, and this should hardly take any time to train your environment, train your resource. Let's go to test pane, track between topics, enable that. So if there is any jump between one topic to second topic, let me know. Let's ask the question once again. After adding the knowledge source, if there is any change in terms of output. So it says Om Prakash, this time I am referring to free flyer templates, real estate design templates from Microsoft, because that was the knowledge source being mentioned. So where are we right now? So we are here. We are creating a real estate booking service. We have got a topic being created, book a real estate showing. That part is being taken care. We have added a knowledge source, but right now if you see, there is no custom topics over here that we have created. Let me go to the next step. It says disable a topic. So we said we can enable or disable some of the topics. Start over, disable this topic. So once the conversation is done, it should complete. We should not circle back. We should not start again. Let's add a topic from Copilot. Same way how we did earlier. Name your topic, customer details, create topic, ask the customer for their name and email address. There should be 2 question nodes and there should be appropriate trigger. Let me reduce the zoom in over here. So if you see questions, what is your name, what is your email address? So we have got this resource generated. Now let's go to the email address. This is what I want to modify. Now how did we create this topic? By using Copilot. Same way, if you do any modifications, even that modification can be done by using Copilot. So we can update it, thank you, name, and whatever value you want to mention here. Right? So we have seen the change. Let's click outside. Summarize the information collected by using an adaptive card. So we mentioned about a special type of UI. We can have a special type of UI. Okay, so here if you see, you have a adaptive card over here, and all these nodes are getting created all these nodes are getting created by using conversations rather than having to type all these values over here. So while we are doing these changes, just make sure we keep saving the content as well. So there is no chance of missing out any critical information. Add a multiple choice question, whether the details accepted are correct or wrong. Save it. So once it is done, we have saved it. Now one thing you realize, where while you are working with conversations, while you are working with Copilot in topics, the test pane has to be turned off because there is a limited amount of space that we have. Let's not clutter that. So while you are designing, switch off the test pane. Once you are done, then enable the test pane. So now I'm done with my design. Now I'm done with my creation of resources. Now I want to see if the current relevant topics are getting invoked or not. So what is your name? My name is Om Prakash. What is your email address? a@b.com. This is my email address. So it shows me the summary over here. One second. Why is it showing twice? It should show only once. Trigger followed by a question. What's your name? Followed by email address. Shows the message. I think there are 2 times I have put. Let me remove it once. Multiple choice question. Are these details correct? Yes, these details are correct. So we can generate all these resources through conversation. Finally, this took a lot of time. So before I proceed ahead, let me go back. Addition of knowledge sources, uploading of file. This is being done. Perfect. Let's now go back to our topics over here. Ask about expenses contact. Let me go to the test pane. Let me refresh it. What's the expense limit for hotel stay? This is how it should come. So $150 per night, and it is referring to expenses policy.docx. How about flights? ₹500 per trip. What are guidelines for entertainment expenses? $100 per event. You have to get it approved, right? So once we are done with this, we have got the knowledge source being associated. We can publish it. So if you see the next steps, it says, Om Prakash, if you want to make it available to the end users, simple steps: go to security, go to authentication, no authentication, save it. Now once it is being done, you can make it available. Once it is done, you can make it available via any specific channel that you would want. So you can go to the channels section. You can make it available via demo website. So same questions that you were asking earlier. Now this can be made available on your website, made available on Azure web app. One second, it should not give error. An error. One second, let me push it once again. Yep, this out should come. Hello, I'm expense agent, a virtual assistant. Contact finance@contoso.com. What are expense limit for flights? Oops. Right? So if there is a spelling mistake, it knows what is the right value, what are expense limit for meals, okay, so we can check for. So if you see this current implementation, this is our expense helper. So it took slightly longer to get this mapping being done, mapping the knowledge source. But once it is ready, we can publish it, make it available to the external resource. There is also a challenge adding one more resource over here as a knowledge source. I am skipping that for now. This one is done. Yeah, this one here. Exercise 3 is, so what I have done now is, I have, meanwhile this was happening, I didn't wait for it. I went ahead, imported my solution, got my data verse tables. I have got both my topics being created. I have got book the real estate showing first draft. I got customer details being created. Let me go to the second topic now. This topic is done. This one is not done. Step number 7. Let me go for step number 7. Let me add one more topic over here. This time add topic from blank. I'm going to manually create everything. Add topic from blank. Let me go to the details section. Yeah, here it is. Details section. Book a real estate showing. Display name as book. Description. Select the property and requested date and create booking request. So all details which was getting mentioned as part of which was getting auto generated earlier. What's wrong with this? Book a real estate showing. Display name, there is no space anywhere. Now it is done. And there was some space after the, that's why it was giving a problem. Let's add trigger phrases over here. Sorry, I'm not able to see a phrase again. But that's not a challenge. I know how to get it. Let's go ahead. Use classic orchestration. Use classic orchestration. Save it. And now I should be able to see the phrases. So here I am supposed to add multiple phrases. I want to add a booking. I want to book a real estate showing. That's one phrase. Schedule a real estate showing. That's the second phrase. Arrange the viewing of real estate property. That's the third one. Set up a appointment to view a house. Can you all see this? So it's same statement being made using different naming conventions. So all these statements, if you see, has the same intent. It may be said in a different way, but intent is the same. So let's go to the node section. I'm already in that topic. Is it saved? Yes. Let's go to customer details. Select customer details topic. And now let's go to variables. Let's go to variables. Right? So these are 3 values which I want to pass to the next member. Details correct, email address and name. Okay, once this is done, add a message node. Now here let's go back to book a real estate showing, and like I discussed during our conversation, send a message. So anyone who triggers this by using one of the earlier phrases or the intent is matching, if the intent is matching, execute this topic. Let's invoke a topic from here. Topic management. Go to another topic. Customer details. So you'll see what I'm doing is I'm getting these values from my previous topic which was being created. So it's more like passing these methods, passing these members or in a way fetching these properties from the previous topic. So what I'm doing is I have outsourced the customer detail acceptance of these values to another topic, so that this topic is only about real estate showing. So I want to keep the concerns separately using 2 different members. Let's go ahead. Let's add a condition over here. Detail is correct. Yes or no. So if it is yes, then I want to execute this condition. Let's add a question over here. See, now what we are confirmed is user is interested in looking at the property. Go ahead, ask a question. Which property do you want to see? Now how do you want to save this value? User's entire response. And what is the variable name? Variable name is property name. Okay, variable name is property name. So once customer has confirmed that yes, I am interested, customer has confirmed the details are correct. Now ask which property you want to see. So I can check for the availability with the owner, and then schedule a property view. So property is finalized. Can you tell me which date, what date and time you want to see the property? And if you see the entities available, one of the entity here is date time. Variable name, date time. So you have got two information over here. So one information is user has mentioned his name, email address, confirmed that the values are correct. Once that part is being taken care, we have accepted the details like which property the user wants to see, track between topics. I have enabled that, so I can see the jump. I can see the movement from one topic to second topic. That's why track between topics. I have refreshed the conversation. I want to book a real estate showing. Now see this phrase. This phrase should trigger book a real estate showing, and same value is being mapped here. Let me execute this. Hi, can I help you with booking a real estate showing? What is your name? Can you see this? It's now going to customer details. There we have mentioned that I want to invoke this. What is your name? Thank you, Om Prakash. What's your email address? a@b.com. Are these details correct? Yes. Now just jump back to book a real estate showing. Which property you want to see? Which property you want to see? Oak Lane, Denver. What date and time? Tomorrow 10 a.m. Getting it? So that's how your communication between agents, communication between topics is happening within the same agent. I'm sorry guys, I'm skipping this step. Exercise 3, deploying an agent. We have done this earlier, so I don't want to do it again. Using anonymous authentication. I would prefer going to the next step, that is creation of entities. Let's go to the settings section. Let's go to entities, and we have already used date time as an entity earlier. Let's create our own custom entity. Let's take a closed list. Name is property type. Oops, sorry. Description, property type. list name, list items. First one is apartment, second is condominium, third is duplex, fourth is house. Now once this is done, let's add synonyms as well. Flat is synonym for apartment. Townhouse is synonym for condominium. Make sure you click on the plus symbol. Single family home, and as we discussed earlier, we will enable smart matching. So one custom entity is done. Let's add one more custom entity for a regular expression. Entity name, number of bedrooms. Pattern. Pattern says very clearly it should be a number between 1 to 5. So we are done with this. Number of bedrooms. We'll be taking these values from the user, and we will be giving this value to our Dataverse through Power Automate flow. That would be the next steps. So we'll do it as we go ahead. Let's go ahead, book a real estate showing. So now this will become more interesting. Book a real estate showing. What type of property you want to see. Here it is. So before that, let's ask a question. Sorry, which property you want to see. Let's ask a question here. What type of property you want to see. Now multiple choice options. Here we'll go for property type. Select options for the user. Apartment, condominium, duplex, house. Right? So these are the options which I want to show. How do you want to store that value? Here the variable name to be mentioned is property type. Variable name over here is property type. See, actually, if you see the real world scenario, how this should happen is, when we have decided what type of property you want to see, user has mentioned that, the next subsequent question should be how many bedrooms. How many bedrooms do you need? Now here this information I can save in number of bedrooms. Variable name, number of bedrooms. As far as the property name is concerned, it should come automatically. Why should how would I know as a customer which properties have 3 bedrooms or which properties has 4 bedrooms? Correct? I would not know that. So it should be coming from the data store. It should be coming from the database. So where are we right now? Let's see this. So this is where we are. Trigger phrases, redirect to a topic. We have accepted the customer details, display customer details, got the confirmation. Now, based on yes, I am good with sharing my email address information because I'm eager to see that property. I want to see that property, make a decision and close it, close the deal. So here, now you'll see we are getting this property information from the database. Remember, we had added 2 records. Now we are going to fetch that value. Let's go to the tools section, add a tool. Let's add agent flow over here. Add a tool. Yeah, this one, agent flow. You'll see here also you have option of using Copilot as an assistant. Add an input. Bedrooms is the name of the input and value here is number of bedrooms, right? That's how it should be. Many times people add 2 inputs. Don't do that mistake. There is only one input. Okay, so once this is done, we have got the input. Let's now go to Dataverse. Dataverse, as the name suggests, is universe of data. Microsoft Dataverse. What do I want to do? I want to get the values. So I'll go for list rows. I want to list rows. Connection name, lab connection. Authentication type, OAuth. See guys, I don't have 2 environments, right? 2 environments in sense, I have Dataverse in another environment, I have my flow in another environment. It's not like that. It's in the same environment. So you can use your current credentials for login. What is the table name? One would say, Om Prakash, earlier we saw only 3 tables. Now suddenly there are showing 30 tables. There are a lot of default tables that we have. Filter rows, contoso underscore bedrooms equal. Now make sure you put a space here. If you don't put a space, it will create a problem. Right? So it's like writing a OAuth query and after EQ there is a space and then the bedrooms. That's how it works. Once it is done, let's go to the response. Now in response, enter name, property ID, enter value. Now this is the value. Now simple English, what it is saying is, even if I get 10 rows, I don't care. Whichever first row, return that as a value. In that first row, check for property ID as a parameter, value of that column, and return that value. This is what I want. So within first row, asynchronous response is off. First row, 2 columns. First step, change draft, save draft. Go to the overview section and let's specify the flow name. Flow name is get property. Flow name is get property and not get properties, because it is giving only one value back. Let's go back to designer. Let's publish it. Now one thing which is not mentioned in the steps, but I would recommend you all to do that. Do a testing over here. Do a testing here. Get property. Get property. Number of bedrooms 3. Run flow. So what am I doing? Before I go and invoke this flow from my current environment, from my agent, here itself I am verifying if I am able to get the correct values or not. So I can check for number of bedrooms 3, number of bedrooms 4. So this is working fine. Let me go back to agents, real estate booking service. Let me go to tools, add this tool inside your agent, and here I can see get property. Add to agent. So once we are done with this, we have added the tool. Let's go back to our topic once again. So where am I? I've got the customer information, I've asked the property type, number of bedrooms you require. Once the user mentions number of bedroom, now I can invoke my flow add a tool, and here I can see get 20. 1 second. Now this will ask me a variable name, I have already taken this value just before invoking this action. So that part is being taken care. Now it doesn't make sense which property you want to see. Now this value should come from the system, and depending upon your, let's go ahead, send a message. Now we are not asking the user which property you want to see. Instead, we are sending the message. Property name is available for viewing, or whatever message one would want to mention. Getting it? Murli, as far as these steps are concerned, these steps are part of the GitHub link which I had shared earlier. So I'm actually done with this. The last step is pending. The last step over here is adding one more tool, adding one more flow, which will help us to insert this value into our table. Remember, there's another table. Let's go to the overview section, create booking request. So here what we are trying to do is, we are trying to insert a record into another table. Let's add an input. Property ID, viewer name, property ID, viewer name. Third is viewer email. These are three values that we are accepting from the user. Accepting from the agent topic. Once these three values are accepted, this time again, let's go to Dataverse. Oops. Let's go to Dataverse and add a new row. This time it's not asking for authentication because we already have done it. Choose a table, booking request, booking name, agent booking, property, real estate properties. Now here, please be careful. Booking request is open close parenthesis, right? Now within that open close parenthesis, we'll have to specify property ID. Getting it? Now many a times what people do is, people put this value outside the closing bracket. So that gives a mistake, that's a problem. So if you are passing a method parameter, it has to be within that brackets. It can't be outside it. So just be careful of that. Anything else? Yeah, here. So I have viewer email, I have viewer name. That's all. Okay. So there's no return value here. The value is being inserted successfully. No problem. Property ID, viewer email, viewer name. You can actually test this one as well, but the only challenge is we don't know the property ID. This is some GUID kind of value which is there inside, which we are not aware about. Let's go back to, let's go back to the agent once again. Real estate booking service. Let's add a tool over here. Add a tool. Here we have create booking request. Done. We have done with this. We can go back to our topics once again. Book a real estate showing. Add a tool. Create booking request. So let's say Om Prakash, can you help me with the required values over here? So first is property ID. We got this property ID from our previous action flow. Don't worry, viewer name, viewer email, this is something that we have locally available. Viewer name is the name that we accepted in customer details. Viewer email also we have accepted from there itself. Job done. Let's go to the last step. Go to another topic, topic management. Go to another topic, end of conversation. Okay, end of conversation. Saved successfully. Let's go back to our panel. Let me refresh this because there have been so many changes in the meanwhile. I want to book a real estate showing. Hi, how I can help you? What's your name? My name is Om Prakash. Thank you, Om Prakash. What is your email address? My email address is a@b.com. So full name, email address. Are these details correct? Yes. What type of property you want to see? I want to see a house. How many bedrooms are you looking for? I'm looking for 3 bedrooms. Now guys, I'm going as per the details mentioned here. Oops, there's some problem. It says property first output list rows body value label for viewing. No, this is something incorrect. It should show the value, not the string here. I'll make that correction. Actually, the output should be something like this: property 1100 high villas. So what is the date time? Tomorrow 2 p.m. Just give me a moment. There is something wrong in the here. I tested it. It said test successful. Contoso bedrooms. This is fine. Bedrooms, number of bedrooms. This is correct. Respond to the agent. One second. There is something wrong here. Just give me a moment. Let me rectify it. How many bedrooms? One second. The reason why second one also is showing an error, because this value should be given inside a function. I have made a mistake here. Create an expression. Yeah, this is how it should come. Same way for property name as well. Yeah, this is how it should be. So once it is published, I can back to my resource once again. Real estate booking service. Refresh the agent. Track between topics is enabled. I want to book a real estate showing. Email address. Are these details correct? Yes. What type of property you want to see? I want to see a house. How many bedrooms? 3. So now it is going to the data verse table. Can you see this? Property 1100 high villas is available for viewing. What date and time? Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Now this is again going to the database data verse, inserting the record. Did that answer your question? Yes. Now it is going to end of the conversation. Thank you for your feedback. Can I help you with anything else? No? End of conversation. So now this has closed the conversation. Verify the booking request. Can you see this? Booking request. Agent booking, a@b.com, viewer name as Om Prakash. So since I didn't close this, I don't have to perform the play once again. Anyone? Any questions still here? So now Going to the last step as promised, we'll be publishing it on the Teams environment. Okay. So let's see how that is to be done. So one thing that I mentioned earlier is when you are publishing on Teams, Chandrakant, this booking.zip already been given to us. If you want to create this yourself, we will have to first create our resources, create the Dataverse tables, create the model driven app, and once you have done that, here you can go and export the solution. Can you see this? So you can check on this checkbox. Here you have an option of export solution. So let's go to authentication, authenticate with Microsoft. This is already there, but make sure you verify it. Let's go ahead, publish this agent. So it is saying, Om Prakash, have you verified it? Yes, I have. Om Prakash, are you done? So here it says now go to the channels. Once you have published it successfully, go to channels, and this time we'll not go for demo website. Instead, we'll go for Microsoft channels, which is Teams. Let's go to the Teams environment. Right. So if you see the options over here, make the agent available in Copilot. If you want, you can keep that checked. More important for us is this section. See agent in Teams. Use the web app instead. So we are launching Teams within our web application. blocking the pop-up. It's actually there's a pop-up here. Okay, so let's go ahead. Because you chose Microsoft Authentication, yes, so you can publish it in Teams. That's what I want. Teams and Microsoft Copilot. See agent in Teams. Use the web app instead. Yeah, now it is coming. See, this is how it should come. So real estate booking, add this in the channel. Just give it a moment. Let's now go ahead and open this. So you have seen it working on the web app, right? Now hello, how I can help you today? So let's go ahead. Let us mention all the details here. Yeah, so start from here. Create a booking request. I want to book a real estate showing. What's your name? My name is Om Prakash. What is your email address? a@b.com. Are these details correct? Yes. What type of property you want to see? See, right now we have restrictions because we don't have too much of data. If we had more number of rows over here, 4 rows mapping to each of these members, can you see this? Number of bedrooms 4, property 555 Oak Lane, what date and time? Tomorrow 2 p.m. Did that answer your question? Yes. Can I help you with anything else? So it's up to us to specify yes or no here. Make sense, everyone? So guys, this is how we can go ahead, create our resources, create our members, deploy it. So that's all from my side for today. If you all have any questions, doubts, queries, you all can put it on the chat. I have already shared the links with you all. And if you see the steps, thanks Chandrakant. So here if you see all the steps, creating Copilot agents, importing a solution, management of topics, your Copilot actions. This is where the Dataverse integration is taking place. Make sure everyone redeem your badges.
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining session today. Please do give your feedback. It is very important. You know, really value your session. Really value.
Shubh, your voice is very feeble.
Hello.
You can. Your voice is very feeble. It's not. It's barely
Am I
audible.
audible now clearly?
Get closer to the mic, or if you
Okay,
can.
okay, sir. Am I audible now clearly?
Yeah, now it is better.
Okay, thank you. So, participants are requested to please fill your feedback and do redeem your learning achievement badges. Guys, please do give your feedback once you are done. You can just give a thumbs up in the chat box and then you can end the session. I repeat again, participants are please requested to fill the feedback form and please do redeem your learning achievement badges. Once done, please just give a thumbs up in the chat box and then you can end your session. Thank you so much. Participants are requested to fill the feedback form. Uh, Once you are done with that, please just give a thumbs up in the chat box. It would really be appreciated. You just need to click on the link, just give your feedback, and please don't forget to redeem your learning achievement badges. Just do the following, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box, and then you can end the session. That's it for the day.